Isaiah wants a little more buzz around a one Julian Sayin.
Yo, hey JD. This is Isaiah. I grew up a long time. Ohio State fan, Columbus, Ohio. Go Bucks. And I just don't think Julian Sand just get talks about enough. I may get he's a geeky guy, maybe look like a geek, but the hair is magnificent. You can compare it to Trevor Lawrence's hair as a freshman. I think it's beautiful. Nick Saban handpicks him, and he goes to Bama. I think Saban's going to kill it. I think he's the Heisman candidate right off the bat as a freshman. And yeah, I don't think he gets talked about enough. MJ.
Geeky guy, dude. Geeky? I don't think Julian Sayin's a geeky guy. I mean, I get he's kind of the babyface assassin, but geeky? I don't know if I align with that so much, Isaiah, but we respect your opinion. I will agree with you. The flow is elite. Great flow equates to great things on the football field. It's a proven science. So you're already a step ahead there. I think what you're saying is interesting about him not having as much buzz. I don't know if that's so much something I'm focused on with Julian Sayin. I think if that's happening, there's a couple of reasons as to why he wouldn't have as much buzz. In the Big Ten, there's a lot of guys that you more or less know are going to be starting quarterbacks. Drew Aller, five-star guy. Dante Moore, five-star guy. Dylan Raiola, good year last year, you can build upon. Bryce Underwood has all the fanfare in the world, and you're assuming he's going to be the guy game one, or we are at least. More on that later. Julian Sayin hasn't even been named the starter just yet. Now he's the sixth best odds in Vegas to win the Heisman Trophy, so take of that as you will. I think he will eventually win the job, but some of that is I think you know more about other guys that you can be excited about, and that's kind of how that whole thing goes. But what I will say about Julian Sayin, as opposed to why isn't he getting talked about enough, I don't know if he's being talked about enough in the context of what he can mean for Ohio State. And maybe it's just something that is a known thing across college football public circles, and if it is, so be it. But y'all, if Julian Sayin is who we believe he can be, Ohio State's going to be right back in the national title game. He's that good. You look across the roster, there's no reason why Ohio State can't run it back. If there is a reason, it would be because their quarterback isn't what he's supposed to be. Now, I think you talk about how good he can be. There's a lot of clues, man, and you hit on one of them. Nick Saban took him. Nick Saban's not wasting his time. He knows what good quarterback play looks like. If he wants you on his football team, okay, check that box. He made noise last spring to Julian Sayin after being on campus for a 5-hour energy shot. He was already making plays and already a guy you were talking about during the spring intel segments of hey, it's Will Howard's job. However, Julian Sayin's kind of ripping it, man. That guy's a little bit different. Also, he gets compared to C.J. Stroud. My take on this is comparisons, while sometimes they're a little bit lofty, you usually don't go looking for comparisons at a player level unless you're a scout. Comparisons usually are something that you watch a player and say, oh, that kind of reminds me of other player. And the player that comes to mind is C.J. Stroud. I mean, when he was a redshirt freshman and he's had his first season as the guy at Ohio State, 44 touchdowns. So let that be that. My question isn't anything physical with Julian Sayin. My question is everything that comes with being the quarterback at Ohio State. And we've said this a couple times, but I want to say it again. Being the guy at Ohio State, obviously if you win the job, you're different physically, but you see it takes something a little bit different to be able to handle all that comes with that. Now, this isn't me telling you I know without a shadow of a doubt how Julian Sayin's built upstairs. My point is, everything around your play as a quarterback at Ohio State is under an extreme microscope. That's a lot on anybody, much less a college kid. And so to be able to live up to the expectations of that fan base, your quarterback not just has to make it all go, you have to be the elevator of that roster. We saw that last year in the playoff across the board from the teams that were in that national title conversation. Look at the national title game itself. Will Howard, Riley Leonard. When did Ohio State become the monstars of an offense that they were? We've coined them as now multiple times. When Will Howard, after Michigan, kind of elevated his game, took over, bossed up, became the elevator of the entire roster. And Ohio State now has a national title trophy yet again in Columbus. So overall now, I do think it will click at some point for Julian Sayin when it comes to what he's going to be on the field. My question is, when does that happen? Is that game one when Texas rolls in? Is that October 11th when you go to Illinois? Is that at the end of the year against Michigan? When does that light bulb totally go on, to use a cliche here? Because when and if it goes on, that is a massive hinge point for the rest of the Big Ten. Because if Ohio State has a quarterback that's an elevator, that's just picking up where Will Howard left off, or is one of the next great ones in Columbus, which I think Julian Sayin could be, it's going to be very difficult to keep pace with Ohio State. Oregon's going to be really good. I think Michigan will be good. But Ohio State, how they're built, they have so much there with Julian Sayin to where they could be a national title team yet again. Like I've already said, there's a reason why they're the preseason favorite in Vegas. But if he's not, that door's propped open for Penn State to do what they, I think, expect to do this year. That door's propped open for, we talk about Oregon and Dante Moore. They could maximize what they didn't maximize last year. So there's a lot there for Ohio State. It all centers on Julian Sayin. But regardless, man, is he talked about enough? I don't know. Some of that could be fair why he's not getting talked about enough, but I don't know that we're all aware enough of how good he could truly be and what it would mean for the ripple effect across college football. But appreciate you calling in, Isaiah. Good stuff. Again, 629-888-3931.